Modern science confirms what our ancestors already knew: the architecture of the universe. Nature is based on some key numeric proportions we can see on all levels of scale, from the atoms and DNA, through patterns and blueprints of life, all the way to solar system and galaxies. It appears that the Earth, the Moon and the Sun are components of the Great Design. The message embedded in this design can be revealed when we examine proportions of its elements, which become more obvious when expressed in the ancient units of measure. Size and proportions of Moon, Earth and Sun. Moon radius: equatorial 1738.1 kilometers, 1080.0 miles; diameter 3476.2 kilometers, 2160.0 miles; circumference 10920.8 kilometers, 6786 miles; Earth radius: equatorial 6378.1 kilometers, 3963.168 miles; mean radius 6371.0 kilometers, 3959 miles; diameter 12756.2 kilometers, 7926 miles; circumference 40075 kilometers, 24901 miles; sun radius: equatorial metric 695,508 kilometers, English 432,168.6 miles; diameter 1,391,016 kilometers, 863,331 miles. By comparison, 109.2x that of Earth-Sun. Equatorial circumference metric 4,370,005.6 kilometers, English 2,715,395.6 miles. By comparison, 109.2x that of Earth. The diameters of the Moon, the Sun, and the Earth using decimal parity are all reduced down to 9, the number of Spirit. Note: using these official numbers describing Sun, Earth and Moon, this article reveals incredible set of cosmic coincidences true within 99.9%. 1. Equatorial circumference of the Earth. Equatorial circumference of the Earth accepted by modern science is 40,075 kilometers, 1000 by 360 by 365.24, 131,486,400, 131,486,400 feet, 40,077 kilometers. That is truly one cosmic coincidence. Note: 273 by 113, 1001. So the equation below could also give close approximation of Earth's circumference: 273 by 113 by 360 by 365, 131,531,380, 131,531,380 feet, 40,091 kilometers. Using Earth radius to Moon radius ratio, we discover another coincidence: 113 by 27.321 x 4 by 140,071 kilometers. Moon revolution period days 27.321. Note: 113 3.666666. Earth orbits the Sun once every 366.242 times. It rotates about its own axis in relation to stars, but in relation to the Sun it turns only 365.242 times to complete its orbit. Earth moves 1 degree on its orbit around the Sun in 365.2423601.01456111 solar days, or 366.2423601.017338 sidereal days. This is over rotation by 5.242 degree. How far on the orbit the Earth travels during one full solar rotation in one full day: 360,365.242 0.98565 degree, or 59.1389 seconds. During 1 degree orbital travel, Earth rotates in relation to stars 10.017338 times on its axis, 366.242 degrees. 2. Circumference of the Sun, Earth and Moon. Using close approximations for the Sun 864,000 and the Moon diameter 2,160 in miles. Notice how the perimeter of a square made with Moon's diameter 11,000 of the solar diameter 2,160 by 4 8,640, 0.0001, if we use the diameter of the Earth instead of the Moon. The perimeter 4 by 7,920, 31,680 miles, which is 127.272772 part of the Sun's diameter. There is more image courtesy of secrets in plain sight. Circumference of the moon 10,921 kilometers 27.3 x 4 by 100. 10,920 circumference of the earth 40,075 kilometers 113 by 27.321 x 4 by 100. 40,071 official circumference of the sun 4,370,006 kilometers 0.01 x 40,075 by 10,921. 4,376,190 by 0.01. Therefore, by incredible coincidence, circumference of the sun, circumference of the earth x circumference of the moon by 0.01 with surprisingly high accuracy. Also, numbers are even closer if we compare circumference of the sun 4,370,006 kilometers with value resulting from using mean radius of the earth 6,371.0 kilometers, mean circumference 40,030 kilometers 0.01 x 40,030 by 10,921. 4,371,676 by 0.01. More numeric relationships. Official equatorial circumference of the moon 10,920 kilometers 100 by 109.2 100 by 4 by 27.3 10,920. Official polar circumference of the earth 39,941 kilometers 427.321 365.24 39,915. Equatorial circumference of the earth 40,075 kilometers. Meridional 40,008 kilometers. More correlations. 1,000 feet by 360 by 365.24 131,486,400 feet. 40,077 kilometers 109.264 by 27.321 109.2 by 113,400.44 by 27,321 x. Earth circumference. Circumference of the sun 401 x. Circumference of the moon. Circumference of the sun 113 x. Circumference of the moon. Circumference of the earth 109.2 by 113,400.4 x. Circumference of the moon. Circumference of the sun, the moon, earth and 273. Moon radius equatorial 1,738.1 kilometers 1,080.0 miles. Earth radius is 6,371 kilometers. Diameter 12,742 kilometers 7,917.5 miles. Moon Earth radius ratio 0.273 0.2726. Moon revolution period days 27.32. Close approximation of 27.3 is given by 216079203 3110.272727. Human body and the moon. BTW, human gestation period is about 273 days on average. The average length of human gestation is 280 days from the first day of the woman's last menstrual period, so 2,807,273 for time from eggs fertilization to delivery. The estimated average height for the human male across the world is approximately 1.73 meters, which is almost exactly 106 times smaller than the moon radius. Earth equatorial radius kilometer 6,378.1, which gives 311 as moon Earth ratio 0.27. Time and distance coincidences. Moon radius equatorial is 1,738.1 kilometers 1,080 miles. Earth radius is 6,371.0 kilometers 3,959 miles, nearly 3,960 miles. 2x moon radius 2x Earth radius 10,078 miles 1 week 7 days 168 hours 10,080 minutes ratio 1 minute 1 mile. The sun, earth and moon 109.24 27.3 ratio sun earth 109.24 by 27.3 exactly ratio sun moon 400.554 by 0.273 by the 27.3 solar diameter measured by 10,080 earth moon units 863 33,110 08085.65 pi by 27.3 pi x 311 by 100 aphelion. Longest distance of Earth from Sun 152,100,000 kilometers, which is 109.2 times larger than diameter of the Sun, or almost exactly 109.22 times larger than diameter of the Earth, and radius of the Sun is 109.2 times longer than radius of Earth. Cosmic harmony. The following segment is based on work of Don Barone using perfected values extremely close to measured values. The radius of the Moon compared to the Earth is 3 to 11, i.e. 311. Radius of the Moon 1080 miles, 3 by 363 by 12 by 1 by 2 by 3 by 4 by 5 by 6. Radius of the Earth 3960 miles, 11 by 360, 33 by 1 by 2 by 3 by 4 by 5, 11 by 12 by 1 by 2 by 3 by 4 by 5 by 6. Radius of Earth plus radius of Moon 5040 miles, actual 5043.197 miles, 5040, 14 by 367, 1 by 2 by 3 by 4 by 5 by 6 by 7, 7 by 8 by 9 by 10. The ratio 311 is 27.3%, and the orbit of the Moon takes 27.3 days. Sidereal rotation period 27.321582 desynchronous 27.3 days is also the average rotation period of a sunspot. Observe the measurements of the Moon. Equatorial radius 1738.14 kilometers, 0.273 Earths. So the Moon diameter is 3476.28 kilometers. Let's round it up to 3480 kilometers, 2160 miles, and make this the cosmic unit, 1 moon unit. I am going to give it the name of the Thoth, as a lasting memento to him. Therefore 1 Thoth is simply the ideal diameter of the Moon. If all is perfection, as I believe it is, surely Thoth would divide into Ra evenly. And we are left with this mind-numbing calculation: diameter of the Sun 1,392,000 kilometers. If we divide 1,392,000 by 3,480, astonishingly we get 400. Exactly. So what I did next is the stuff of epiphanies. I decided to divide 3,480 perfect value by the actual value of 3,476.28, and to my amazement, and going beyond anything I had ever discovered before, I arrived at this answer. It is beyond dreamscape. It has entered the twilight zone of the gods, for what we arrive at here is 3,483,476.28, 1.001070. The pyramid inch, infrequently called the sacred Jewish inch, is a unit of measure claimed by pyramidologists to have been used in ancient times. Supposedly it was 1/25 of a sacred cubit, 1.00106 imperial inches, or 2.54266924 centimeters. The first suggestion that the builders of the Great Pyramid of Giza used units of measure related to modern measures is attributed to Oxford astronomy professor John Greaves (1602–1652), who journeyed to Egypt in 1638 to make measurements of the pyramid. His findings were published in his Pyramidographia and under his name in an anonymous tract. More than a century later, Greaves' measurements and additional measurements made by French engineers during Napoleon's expedition in Egypt were studied by John Taylor (1781–1864). Taylor claimed that the measurements indicated that the ancients had used a unit of measure about 11,000 greater than a modern British inch. This was origin of the pyramid inch. Taylor regarded the pyramid inch to be 125 of the sacred cubit, whose existence had earlier been postulated by Isaac Newton. 1 sacred cubit 25 inches 63.5 centimeters. Sacred cubit was created from the Earth's and the Sun's measurements. The value of 1.00106 British inches is calculated as 1,500,000,000 of the Earth's solar diameter. The principal argument was that the total length of the four sides of the pyramid would be 36524, 100 times the number of days in a year if measured in pyramid inches. Taylor and his followers, who included the Astronomer Royal of Scotland Charles Piazzi Smith (1819–1900), also found numerous apparent coincidences between the measurements of the pyramids and the geometry of the Earth and the solar system. They concluded that the British system of measures was derived from a far more ancient, if not divine, system. During the 19th and early 20th centuries, this theory played a significant role in the debates over whether Britain and the United States should adopt the metric system. If we divide 3,481.00106, we get 3,476.32. For the Moon, radius 1,738.16 out, a mere 2,100 of a kilometer. So there we have it, folks. The pyramid is a human-scale model of a stylized solar system with a corrected unit of measure for a base. So what has happened is that we are using the wrong measurement system. Our units should be corrected to tie into solar distances. Architects of the pyramids on the Giza Plateau didn't use an inch, or a centimeter, or a meter, or a cubit, or a digit, or anything of the sort. The Great Pyramid and the Giza Plateau was laid out according to the unit of measurement that the gods used. There is still much more to follow as Horus gets into the act, and as we proceed on this, try to remember these words from the Book of Enoch 26. And on that day the night becomes longer and amounts to the double of the day, and the night amounts exactly to 12 parts and the day to 6. Dons note day 0.333333 night 0.6666666666 And the Sun has therewith traversed the divisions of his orbit and turns again on those divisions of his orbit, and enters that portal 30 mornings and sets also in the west opposite to it, 28. And on that night has the night decreased in length by a ninth part, and the night has become 11 parts and the day 7 parts, 29. And the Sun has returned and entered into the second portal in the east, and returns on those his divisions of his orbit for 30 mornings, rising and setting. And it is written that the Sun and the Moon were placed in the sky to help man measure, and they surely were image courtesy of secrets in plain sight, and to once again show the mastery of its work the Creator chose to place planets at the correct distance apart, so that on certain occasions we would see the amazing harmony of the master work when we would see an eclipse and see that everything was perfectly in place to exactly cover the Sun, and leave just a sliver of light around it. No other configuration would allow this. It was simply a one-shot deal, and everything was placed perfectly to allow all this to happen, and as all this was happening the Earth was traveling around the Sun in a perfect circle. But even though the work may have been finished quickly or slowly, does it matter? Our job has to be to try to learn what system the Creator used, and surprisingly it appears that he used a simple 9 by 11 grid and the ratios 7 and 11 and also 14. In order to try to figure out the design of this solar system of ours, I decided to start at the nearest planet to the Sun, Mercury, who it was said through history was the messenger of the gods. Could this mean that Mercury would tell us what God said, or could it be that Mercury might tell us or show us what God had done? Orbital period of Moon 27.321582 days. Can't help but feel that in the beginning it was 27.27272727272727 days of 27 and 311th. Yes, I think that is how I would have designed it. I would have made the Moon distance a single unit, and then would have made the Earth 3.6666666666 larger, and made it a perfect 3:11 ratio, and then made the Moon revolve around the Earth in 27 and 311th days time, and nicely 3 and 23rds, as the reciprocal is of course 0.2727272727. Or yes, no wonder they lamented the passing of Zep-Tepi, the golden time, when all was harmony. And you know what else I would have done? I would have definitely allowed the planets to revolve in perfect circles. But riddle me this. Why would Enoch claim there were but 364 days in the year? On that day the night decreases and amounts to 9 parts, and the day to 9 parts, and the night is equal to the day, and the year is exactly as to its days 364. Sourced on Barone PS1 number 273. The magic number found in nature is 273, or more specifically 2732 1000,000,000,366. This is an overlooked constant in our matrix of reality. Here are some findings on this number. The ratio of Earth's diameter to Moon's diameter is 0.273. The Moon is 27.3% the size of the Earth. Comparing a square's perimeter to a circle having an equal circumference, the circle's diameter is 27.3% longer than the edge of the square, easier to visualize in the illustration. Inscribe a circle inside a square. The four corners make up 27.32% of the circle area. This is reached through the formula 4 pi 0.2732. The relationship of the Great Pyramid's height to half its base is 1.2731 or 4 pi, and thus squares the circle. 273.2 degrees Celsius is the temperature of absolute zero. 27.32 is the freezing point of water on Kelvin scale. K absolute zero of water is 273.2% colder than the temperature it takes to boil. 273 days average length of pregnancy, 10 sidereal months, 27.3 days human menstrual cycle, 27.32 Earth days is the sidereal period of their moon. Moon completes one full rotation, or 1 moonth, 1273.2 per c as the expansion reduction of gases expand by 1273 of their volume with every degree on the Celsius centigrade scale. Sunspots revolve about the Sun's surface in 27.3 days. Water changes phase at 273 degrees K, 273 days from the summer solstice to the vernal equinox. 2,730,000 is the circumference of the Sun in miles. The triple point of water is defined to take place at 273.16 K. The cosmic background radiation is 2.73 K. The Earth and Moon orbital periods are reciprocals, 127.320.03666 366 days in a sidereal year, 1366.002 732 27.32 days in 1 month. 273 milliseconds to acceleration of the Sun. Sun synodic period, 27.2753 days, 0.273 cms to acceleration of the Moon along its path around the Earth. Organic chemist Peter Plichter in his book God's Secret Formula says that the number 0.2732 must be a new mathematical constant, never before discovered. But we have seen the same sequence of digits describe temperature based on the properties of water, the sidereal period of the Moon and the human gestation period. Are these phenomena related to the same mathematical constant? What sort of undiscovered universal constant would govern the human gestation period? Are there some construction parameters that govern the orbital period of the Moon? Could these same parameters govern the properties of water and the temperature of absolute zero? This all must be some kind of trick. Where did all these 2732s come from? Never mind the decimal point. The Earth, the Moon, the Sun, solar eclipses, temperature relative to the properties of water, the human gestation period, the ratio of the area of a square to an inscribed circle, simple geometry, numerical and visual coincidences, all mediated by the digits 2732 or its inverse, 366. Notice that none of the numbers we have used depend on the units the numbers are expressed in, except for the Earth day. Even the temperatures we used only depend on dividing the difference between the freezing and boiling points of water into 100 equal units. There is no explanation why these things should be so. We could write one or two of them off to coincidence, but not all of them. If only the Moon just wasn't hanging up there, exactly the same apparent size as the Sun. What's going on? Maybe it is a message or a signal to us. PS2 Nature's nearly perfect calendar. The Moon could be nature's perfect clock if the solar cycle period were exactly divisible by the period of the lunar cycle. For example, if the solar year were exactly 364 days instead of 365.24 and lunar cycle exactly 28 days instead of 29.53, we would have a perfect calendar based on 13 months of 28 days per month, with each month having 4 weeks of 7 days. Such calendar was proposed as 13-moon calendar. Mercury's orbit 57,909,050 km, semi-major axis 0.387098. Mercury's perfect orbit according to Bode's law would be 0.4 astronomical units, 0.4 by 1.4960 times 1011 meters, 59,839.148 kilometers. Bode's law. Using Bode's law, we notice that each successive planetary orbit has circumference increased by multiples of certain wavelength. For planetary orbit n1, n0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, its circumference is longer from the circumference of the previous orbit by exactly 2 pi. xrn1 rn60 pi x2 n20 x pi x3 x2 n. Notice how circumference of each consecutive planet is longer exactly by 60 pi x2 n1 astronomical unit, 149,597,870,700 meters. Since consecutive orbits follow the above rule, we can interpret it from the wave theory point of view. Only 2n multiples of certain cosmic wavelength are allowed for the planets. Planetary orbits are not perfect circles. One of the most circular orbits is orbit of Venus, 0.0067733 eccentricity. Perhaps Bode's law could be used to define the cosmic wavelength for the solar system, multiples of which would appear in planetary orbits. If we divide Mercury's orbit into 12 waves, then, according to Bode's law, Venus would have 21, Earth 30, Mars 48, asteroid belt 84, and so on. Sources: don't miss these subject-related posts.